Hey bitch, and welcome back to another video of me talking about people I hate. Mule rides at the Grand Canyon are so incredibly popular. This is potentially one of the most shady industries in the entire horse industry, the trail riding industry. So it's about time that this gets called out. Firstly, I have to disclose, you guys know me, you know that I am not in any way a fan of nose-to-butt trail riding. I've made multiple videos on it, even most notably just last week. Bad treatment, unethical practices, lack of education for the consumer, lack of vet care, lack of nutrition, dehydration, lack of living environment. A lot of these animals have tack that does not properly fit them. They are outfitted with riders that weigh way too much for them. We all know that riders should weigh less than 20% of a normal, healthy horse's or mule's body weight, including tack. And the list pretty much goes on from there. Now, I understand why a lot of people want to die on this hill. I understand why a lot of people don't want to admit that these rides are terrible. Firstly, it's because they've been around since like the early 1900s. So this has essentially become American tradition at this point, which we all know everybody loves tradition. Nobody likes to acknowledge when tradition is actually harmful and bad. Just because something is tradition doesn't make it okay. But people also tend to believe that mules, much like Shetland ponies, are these invincible animals that can just carry tons of weight and they're, oh, so hardy and strong. Essentially, this gives them the ability in their minds to justify why these animals deserve to be treated poorly on a regular basis. This is also the reason why donkeys are so regularly mistreated, as if it's not a living, breathing animal that still has its own physical and mental limitations. And a lot of people also just don't want to admit that something that they participated in was animal abuse, because they don't want to acknowledge their mistakes or take any form of responsibility at all. It doesn't make you a bad person to have ridden mules in the Grand Canyon. No, it makes you a bad person to have ridden mules in the Grand Canyon and then double down on that being okay. Instead of acknowledging your mistakes, it's exhausting having to deal with explaining basic stuff to people. They just don't get it, and they probably never will. That is, unless hopefully they purchase today's sponsor. My life has been absolute chaos, especially since my husband and I decided to buy our very first horse ranch and also move, but not to mention I'm still doing my weekly training sessions with the horses, so Magic Mind has been an absolute staple for me. I take this drink every morning when I get up, and also every single time I'm about to hit a training sesh with the horses. As per usual, my husband and I start off with our little meetings pre-training session where we drink our Magic Mind and we discuss every single thing we're going to be doing in the training session and what shots we need to get. These drinks are so amazing, filled with nothing but natural ingredients, which makes me so much more comfortable to be taking them regularly, and I don't experience any of those caffeine crashes, but they do give me the energy I need to be working with my 1,200-pound animals. We all know how exhausting it can be to be training horses on a regular basis, and dealing with horses, especially horses like mine, that just have so much energy. You really have to just be on your A game and also match their energy. As you can see, this week we're working on teaching Raleigh how to rear on command. This is just the very beginning stages of teaching her how to rear on command, and she has so much energy. Thank you to Magic Mind, honestly, for really keeping me going for these hour-long training sessions. But as you can see, it all pays off in the end because these final rears are just amazing, and she's finally shifting her weight back onto her rear legs. I really love how focused Magic Mind makes me. When you have the right energy source backing you, not only does it keep you in a great mood, but it also sustains you for however long you need. So a massive thank you again to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's video. You can click the link down below to pick up some of your own. They're just amazing and I absolutely love them. Aside from people defending the Grand Canyon mule rides based off of things like tradition, some people like to talk about the economical benefits and impact to having these additional riding facilities, these pay-to-ride mule facilities. Now, from what I could tell, there are 3 main mule riding facilities that operate at the Grand Canyon and do mule rides in or around the Grand Canyon on a regular basis. Are these ranches really employing enough people to have that big of an economical impact? Probably not. It only takes a few people to run a ranch. I should know. I have personal experience running a ranch and am currently literally in the process of buying my own. On each of these trail rides, you really only have 1 guide, maybe 2 guides, and then you have a few ranch hands here and there that can tack up and groom some of the animals throughout the day. So do I really think that the 20 employees or so that these 3 mule riding facilities employ, do I really think that that's making a big economical impact? No. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, hey, who's to say that they don't have as many employees as their local Amazon fulfillment center does, but I would highly doubt that. Moreover, the next defense I see is accessibility for people who are disabled. This is actually hilarious to me. People literally do use this argument. I'm disabled and I'm in a wheelchair, and that's the only way for me to get down into the canyon. Why are you even trying to ride a mule or a horse or literally anything? Don't you think that would be significantly more dangerous? This idea that it's somehow safer for you to ride a mule down into the Grand Canyon if you're a disabled person is hilarious. I've been riding horses for more than 20 years of my life, and I can tell you that it is potentially one of the most dangerous things I do on a daily basis aside from drive my car. Statistically speaking, I am the most likely to be injured while riding my horse every day or driving my car, because those are the 2 most dangerous things I do on a regular basis. It doesn't matter how well trained your horse is or how well trained your mule is, there's always freak accidents. Also, how entitled do you have to be to think that you are owed a trip down into the Grand Canyon? And lastly, potentially one of the most hilarious ones that I've seen so far is, oh, but all of these mules, they're well cared for. They get regular veterinary care, regular farrier checkups. They definitely have tack that fits them. They're definitely not overworked. We care about their weight limits, blah, 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 blah. Where's the evidence for this? Because on all 3 of these main mule riding websites that offer mule rides into the Grand Canyon, whether it's 30 minutes or 5-hour rides, none of these facilities list their vet records. They don't list evidence of regular farrier care. They don't show photos of the stables where these mules live. They don't show any proof at all that the tack fits these animals. In fact, if you actually watch or look at any of the photos or videos, you can very clearly see that the tack does not fit these animals, which is going to cause them problems and pain. The only thing that I have seen on any of these websites, they actually do have weight limits. Most of these facilities have a 225-pound weight limit, fully dressed. The problem is that the weight limit is not based off of the rider. It's based off of the horse or the mule, whatever we're talking about here. You should only weigh 20% or less, including tack, of a normal healthy horse or mule's body weight. Again, a normal healthy horse or mule. So to generalize this and say that every single one of those mules, no matter what size they are, no matter what age they are, or body condition score, they can all carry the same amount is ludicrous. And that again further proves my point that these people are just lying. There was even a report in 2018 which highlighted the potential stress and physical strain on these mules due to frequent and demanding rides at the Grand Canyon. Most of these mules if not all of them, are most likely, in my opinion, severely overworked, not well cared for, and they're not meeting their proper basic care requirements. And for those of you who don't know, a mule's space requirements, just like a horse, would be 1 acre per animal. These animals that are standing tied up or in small corrals every day are certainly not meeting those minimum spatial requirements. This is not even just about the animals, okay? Because obviously I care about these animals, and I've always felt like horse and mule trail riding nose to butt facilities are wrong, and there's just a million reasons why. The biggest reason is actually your safety. Going on nose-to-butt trail rides, whether it be horses or mules, is extremely dangerous, and a lot of people do not recognize this danger because these facilities will downplay how dangerous it actually is. And it blows my mind that so many people go to these horse or mule nose-to-butt trail riding facilities and have literally no experience on animals at all. Then they end up getting severely injured and wanting to blame the facility. You're the one taking the risk, and I understand a lot of these people are being misled, but you're also choosing to be woefully blind, especially when this information is presented to a lot of these people before they go and do this. Just know that not only do these animals live a miserable existence and are probably not treated well, but you're also putting your safety and your children's safety at risk by doing this. So that's my personal take and opinion on the Grand Canyon mule rides. Honestly, I really feel like all of these facilities need to be banned. They are not ethical. These people are exploiting animals, and they're also exploiting people who are just unknowledgeable and naive. There are so many other ways to enjoy the Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon multiple times, and never once did I ever consider renting a mule and taking it down into the canyon. Just because you don't see ribs, just because you don't see open wounds or sores or bones poking out, it doesn't mean the animal is meeting its minimum requirements, and it doesn't mean that the animal is living a good quality of life. I'm just not going to believe that these animals are well cared for. That's just my opinion. And you might have a different one, and that's okay. Leave your opinion in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I love you guys. Thank you so much again to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's video. Like I said, it's going to be the very first link in the description down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.